Which one are we
Right, so
doing?
we're going to move on to our next one, which is a much more lighter one, a bit more fun.
Remember to tweet
that was a bit deep. Remember, you can tweet us as well. Hashtag Real Talks TV.
Real Talks TV hash and Real Talks UK.
Real Talks UK is our handle. The next question is.
Okay, so a bit of a lighter one, as Sheldon said. Has social media become more of a quest for likes and retweets than what content? Basically, than proper content.
I was just seeing some people's faces.
No, wow. You know, before we obviously get onto you guys, we've all seen some girl who thinks she's the spiciest of spices on Instagram and posted something that she thought would bang. It got 2 likes. She took it down. Do you know what I mean? If you genuinely liked your picture, leave it then. Like, do you know what I mean? You posted it for a reason. So yeah, do you think it's more, you know, for likes and stuff rather than I genuinely think you know, this is a nice picture of me, I had fun, I did this, and I just want to put it out there for the world. Cool.
Basically, I think it depends if you're like insecure or not, because like most insecure people use social media to like get likes from people who they probably don't even know, but it makes them feel like, oh yeah, there are people in this world that think I'm cute, or there are people in this world that think my points are clever, or whatever like it may be. Because if they can't get that like gratification from any of their actual friends or anyone at their school or uni or whatever, then they have to like find other ways to get that. So I think definitely for insecure people, even though it's really sad, that's
Definitely agree. Anyone else want to have something to say about that one?
Like when it comes to social networking sites, I think it depends on the individual. Because in this world, you've probably got like 2 different people. Ones that are actually calling down to earth, and others that are just dicks. That. But like with, for example, everyone knows Instagram. Instagram is probably one of the worst things created because it's messed up society in such a different way that you've got really pretty females just out there skinning out themselves for likes, and you can put a picture of your face and get 20 likes. You might be double deep and put a picture up and get 500 likes. So what do you think they like? Because it certainly ain't your face. Like, it's just that real, and I think it's wrecked a whole heap of stuff, because now you've got people that were quite humble to begin with, and now they're like, yeah, I bang 1,000 likes on a day, but it's not your face we're watching. Though. You've got them all videoing up, twerking here and there, everything they're doing, skinning out yourself, and then when certain guys are now in the DMs like, well, I want to be, what, you want to beating up? Like, they're like, oh, boys are just dicks. No, you're the dick. You're the one that's rolling around, like handing out your titties and bum cheeks like leaflets to a rave. What do you expect? You can't get onto guys. If you put raw meat in a lion's den, what do you think's gonna happen? Alright then.
The only time I think is acceptable to try and do things for retweets and like is when you're trying to say promote something or get a message out there or whatever else. Like, alright, some girls on these Instagram and Twitter and whatever else have now got like modelling contracts and stuff on their Instagrams. I know a girl who was literally just a college girl from Kent who now like models and has businesses and blah 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 because people liked all of her pictures, and it has changed how she is. Like, to me, she's fine because I've known her for 4 years. She's still the same girl she was before, but now people meet her now. I think she's just one of these girls doing things for retweet, and it's ruined a lot of people's personalities, because if you are susceptible to other people's opinions, all these retweets and likes are going to be a very big thing. And people stealing tweets, like, it's never that deep. It's 140 characters. Why is that so important? It's never that deep. It's changing the way people think about things because they need to be seen as more popular. It's like once you reach 1,000 followers, you become important or something. It's not that deep. Things are taken. Social media is meant to be simply to socialise with other people. Why has it become a thing now where that unless you have more followers than you have following, you're not important?
But going back to the first point you said, where people are tweeting stuff to raise awareness and promote stuff and etc. I'm sure everybody has seen these, where you get someone who will post something on Twitter where it will be like a young child or a baby in intensive care, and they will say retweet to save her life. Or the Paul Walker one the other day, where after Paul Walker died, someone actually tweeted a picture of a car and said 1,000 tweets equals 1,000 sad faces. No, it doesn't. And you don't have to like your picture to show that you're upset about Paul Walker's death. So has it become a thing where people are so hungry to be accepted by people that they don't even know? You hardly know these people. These are people on your social media sites, on your Facebook, on your Twitter, on your Instagram. Most of the people on there, I mean, you do have the people that you do know personally, but most of the people that are out there, that are on there, you don't even know these people. So why is it that society has become a thing of where it's
justification
that you have to get these tweets and likes to be accepted?
So TJ wants to say.
Yeah, I wanted to pick up on a point about people on Twitter and so forth. I always see tweets of people posting tweets saying, "Oh my gosh, I look so dead in this picture." Well, if you really thought you looked dead, you shouldn't really be posting it. So indirectly, you're obviously looking for someone to comment and say, "Oh no, you don't, you're beautiful." So me, I don't do that. I'll be like, damn right, like, oh, I'll agree, because if that's what, like, you're putting it out there saying you look dead, I'll either just ignore you or be like, you do look a bit dead. Like, I'll just take the mic, do you know what I mean? Because like you're craving attention and it's just embarrassing. I think it's embarrassing. Also about the following situation, like Jay said, it's not that deep. I mean, I've seen people literally buy followers. Like there's these sites you can go on and you can pay like $2.99 to buy 1,000 followers. And how I know they're buying their followers is because today at 3:45 they'll have 5 followers, and at 3:47 they've got 50,000 followers. And that's just not possible. It's just not possible to get all those followers in an amount of time. Also, their account starts acting weird, because what people do, you have to give your password over and they type into your password and they follow all these people for you, and then people follow you back. It's not that deep, and people are doing that to be seen like higher in the social hierarchy, so to speak. And like I've even seen arguments on Twitter whereby people have said to other people, "I can't argue with you, you've only got 200 followers." Now, what has that got to do with anything? I mean, like, I really just want to ask some of these people, like, when they're getting rude to people, and when you see them face to face in the streets, are your 3,000 followers going to be there to help you? Like, you're not Jesus, you're not Moses, like, they're not going to be behind you like disciples, they're just what they are, they're just followers. Do you know what I mean? A lot of people are only following you to meaning pre-meaning, for the people that don't know, pre-meaning to basically stalk your tweets, see what you're doing, what you're up to. Oh my god, look at this. I mean, my picture's probably been sent around to so many WhatsApp groups, like, because I'm a DJ and I'm quite big on Twitter, but people are always screenshotting and sending things around. So don't think that these followers are your friends, because they're not your friends, they're just literally social networking followers. So treat them as followers. That's what you need to be doing, really and truthfully.
I just wanted to pick up on the fact that, you know how you're saying how social media, how people basically can use it as a background to be like mean, whatever. I remember I was on the train once and there was this guy going to work early morning, like 7ish. This guy, he just looked like some any weight man, some big guy in his suit. He was sweating, it's so disgusting. So there was this guy in front of him, must have been sleeping or something. He sat there and he had his phone taking a picture of the guy, and then he started tweeting, "Look at this dickhead," and then literally posted it on Facebook. And I was just like, are you actually serious right now? Like, what right have you got to be taking a picture of someone like just sleeping, just being there normal, not doing anything to the guy? And he just looked so mad at life that he was just taking the piss out of this guy to feel some sort of way. And I was just like, anyone that see you now, you probably don't have any friends, but just to gain some sort of recognition, you're just being mean to someone else, kind of thing. It just reminds me of like the app called Tinder. I think that's the worst app out there ever. Do you know that Tinder app where you're on there, you basically, it's like a dating thing, people swipe. I just think that is so mean. Like, you're just seeing someone.
I'm a bit old, so I'm not up to date with those kind of. So you don't need to fill us in on what this is.
Tinder is I guess it's a dating app. Yeah, but whatever. where it comes up, pictures of people come up, you sign in with your Facebook or whatever, and pictures of people come up and you swipe left, well, you're right, you swipe left if you don't think they're good looking, and you swipe right if you think they are good looking.
Oh my god.
It's a very, very basic game.
That's actually very, very, like,
No,
that's very reflective of what society has now become. I mean, you've got an app where you basically rate people, people that you don't know and probably will never meet in your life.
You can't speak, this is the thing. But hold on, so we're gonna go But yeah, so when you say you like them, if you say you like them, if they liked you too, then you can speak to each other. Up until that point, you can't message each other. So, but, and another way obviously that it kind of helps your feelings, you don't know if anybody said no to you. Do you know what I mean? So, does that make sense?
Yeah, but, I mean, yeah, it kind of does, but it's still a bit shallow. It's really actually, it's really bad.
Of course it's shallow.
It's very, very
Stop
bad.
talking, if you don't like them anymore, you don't talk to them.
Okay, so I have Tinder. And I've had it for like 3 months, and like some of my friends have it, and we all just find it quite funny. So I think it's actually fine because, as well as their photo, you can put up to like 5 photos, and normally they put like a photo, like a selfie, and then maybe them playing a sport, then with their family, so you see like what they like doing because you see the sport they're playing or whatever, and then they can also write a bios, and they might say what they do at uni or whatever. So it's not like that shallow because you kind of know some stuff about them. And even if you think it is shallow, I think it's just the same as life, because let's say that you were in a bar, like the only way you're going to end up talking to a guy, if you're a girl, is if they also like you and you like them, from what you see, the way they dance, the way they're with their friends, how drunk they are, whatever. So it's the same thing, because all you can do in life before you speak to someone is like make assumptions, and obviously try not to be too judgmental, but that's all you can do, so it's just the same in life. Anyway, once this chat thing comes up and you talk to them, you can block them like really easily, and they can never find you because it only gives your first name. So like, once you block them, they can't find you on Facebook, nothing. So it's really fine. I don't know. I don't see a problem.
I've got one defender of this new Tinder app.
Oh, it's Luke. Yeah, I just want playing devil's advocate. You can't see personality, like you can only go off what you see. So if it's a dating site, you're going to go off who you find attractive. You're not going to look for the Hunchback of Notre Dame and think, oh, I can make something out of this, maybe we can be good together. You're going to go for who you naturally find attractive. But if it was a different site, it was for a different purpose, I would say yes, I would agree that's very shallow. But on a dating site, that's what you're there for. That type of social networking, you're going to go for who you like. You're not going to bother. Yeah, you're just not going to do it. So, yeah. Thank you, Lou, because nobody likes buntings out here. Yeah, it's very true. You know, you're not going to swipe up over. You want to say anything?
Just a quick one. Yeah, I was laughing at the shallowness of it because I was agreeing with this lady here. But then you two kind of swayed me, and I kind of agree with what you're saying. But you made a point which made me think something. You made a point saying you can only go by what you see. Well, you can't see them. You can see a picture. You don't know if it's them. You don't know who's behind that face. Whereas when you're in a bar or in a club, you can see, I can see he's a man. No, I'm joking, but no, I can see like in like real life he exists. Like that's him. Do you know what I mean? Like when you're behind the screen, I mean it could be the hunchback behind Notre Dame. I mean look at Catfish. Do you know what I mean? So in that respect, I don't know. I personally wouldn't go for that kind of thing. Just I don't know what I'm going to be. I mean I've done a blind date before, and the girl was at the bus stop and I kept walking. So yeah, I just didn't stop. So yeah, it gets like that.
That's actually really bad. Really bad.
No, but that's why you meet up with them, obviously. If it gets to that point, nobody's saying, you know, be safe, people. You know, they just meet up people on the internet and just go outside. But you know, if you are talking and you build a rapport or whatever, which is the same way you would if it was WhatsApp or texting or whatever. If you feel that you want to go and speak to them, then you can. Like, and I say this from experience. Yes, I have done it. All right, cool. But yeah, so swiped somebody on Tinder. He was nice. We spoke. We met. But it was cool, but it fizzled out in the end, but whatever. But you just make those kind of choices if you want to. Like I said, run it home to always be safe and stuff, but I don't think it's that big a deal. Like, social networking is social networking. You can meet someone online, you can meet someone at a bus stop, you can meet someone at work. Like, at the end of the day, if you're going to meet someone and hit it off, it shouldn't matter too much where you found them. But once again,
I think one of the problems with social networking is that it can actually redefine values. In other words, you have a choice of putting up pictures or words. 99% of people that I see that kind of that way inclined, they'll post pictures and they won't necessarily have that much to say. But then when you look at some of the statuses that they make, it's like, well, they're not really saying much, they never have anything much to say, and the most powerful thing they think they have is their looks. I mean, you guys have probably seen it. One person, they've got like 162 different pictures of themselves in the bathroom to being taken in the mirror, and I'm like, how many pictures do we need to see of you in your bathroom doing the same thing? But I think the problem is that those people are actually showing and demonstrating what they think their strongest asset is. And my issue there is that if you think that that is your strongest asset, how is anyone going to take you seriously? If you have something strong to say, people will take you seriously, and whatever you have to say will last for a very long time, and people will want to converse with you. But when somebody thinks that their looks is the strongest thing they've got, it's like, well, as you get older, it will diminish. And then what will you have?
Charli, you've got Jade over here, and then you've got Zoe next.
I kind of agree with what you said, but it's not just with people and their looks. Some people have a full-blown Twitter personality where how they are on social networks, how they are on Twitter, always trying to be funny, always every topic and trend, making a joke out of it, but then you meet them in real life and they ain't got a damn thing to say. And it's like they may be the funniest person on Twitter, they have 5,000 followers and they get 200 retweets on if they say hello. But you see them in real life and they twiddle thumbs and can't look you in the eye and they're boring. And it has become a thing where they spend their entire time trying to become this person online that they can't develop their own personality. And it's become like an actual problem. You don't find people with any sense or any personality or any charisma at all anymore, because it's more important to be like that online and you don't know how to relate those traits into real life.
So you're basically saying it's become a thing of where people have now split themselves into two. You've got their online personality, which will be probably a bit more an exaggeration than what they are actually, and you've got their real life personality, which is how they are. And out on the street you can see them and things. So that kind of split thing, which going back to the original question of has social media become a quest for likes and RTs, are people kind of putting the emphasis on their online personality to try and get these people to like them, so that in the hope that they now become popular on social networking, and then they see that as, because I'm now popular on social networking, I'm now popular in real life. But it's not the case. That's not the case at all. Stop it! So we did.
Oh, yeah, sorry, did you still want to say something? Yeah.
What you said about the pictures, like obviously it's true, when you're only posting pictures you think that's the most important thing. But I don't think that necessarily is like a result of social media. I think it's just like a reflection of our society, because especially like as females, we are basically taught that like our appearance is one of our most important things. So of course that's what we're going to think. Because if you look everywhere, like advertising, I don't know, movies, magazines, anything, or like in the club, anything, popularity at school, anything, we're always basically taught that we just have to look good and then life will be good. So I'm not surprised that that's what people put on social media, because that's what we're taught in like the Western world. So.
Personally, I disagree.
Look at me!
Be quick! I hear what you're saying, and I can understand why you're coming from that perspective. But really and truthfully, before Facebook became what it was, before Twitter became what it was, before Instagram became what it was, you didn't have selfies in that way. The fact is that Facebook is where you see all these type of photos of people taking photographs of themselves consistently and continuously. Now the thing is that people can decide how they want to follow, or what they want to follow, how they want to be. Every single person here knows what their best asset is. In my personal opinion, every single person's best asset should be their mind, their brain. Why? Because everything that you do is based on your perception of how you choose to see something. That is it. If you choose to see something and you're a paranoid sort of person, you see things in a paranoid way, and it always means something bad. Now, social media has kind of destroyed the values that we had before, because once Facebook took off the way it took off, loads of values plummeted. Values that we had that were very strong values plummeted. You know, now I have a daughter, she's 17. My daughter used to be on Facebook all the time, and then she stopped. She just chose not to do it because she said, in her own words, it's making people stupid. And I said to her, what do you mean making people stupid? And she says, well, I'm just tired of hearing people talk about the same things over and over again. And it's always, the girls are always aiming it at either having attitude, being the hottest thing, and trying to get guys, and the guys are always trying to show how big a guys they are. And this is from her age group, and her age group being 16, 17, 18. So I think that, you know, social media is a good thing, but it's a bad thing, because if you take anything and you use it in the wrong way, it starts to redefine. And what happens is that the younger kids, they start to take those values, and when they take those values, they're going to become the next generation. And when they become the next generation, you're going to have a generation that is much less intelligent and only favour looks. That means as looks fade, they're not going to have much to say. And I think that this is the knock-on effect that's more important than what's happening right now, because yeah, it's all kind of under control at the moment. But what happens 3 years from now? Look at where Facebook was before. Facebook started off doing all this stuff in regards to who's hot and who's not. A lot of people don't know this, but Facebook was just that. Literally, he made it so that people could just say, he's hot, she's not, she is, and there was a big complaint about it, and then he changed it, and then it became the Facebook that we know and love now. But really, it all came from the same place as well. So I just think that, you know, we have to keep an eye on what we choose to be valuable to ourselves. And once we know what's valuable to ourselves, and I'm not thinking about, you know, what you guys hold as value, because if I hold what you guys hold as value, that's got nothing to do with me. Now I'm trying to follow you guys and try and be part of the crowd. And really and truthfully, we should try to be ourselves, because that's what Facebook is about. Show the individual. Show the individual, not the individual who's trying to follow somebody or who wants followers.
I think we'll take one more on this one.
I like his point. I can say that social networking is good and bad, but in a good sense is that I'll go for Jane's point when she said someone can have two different personalities, one on Twitter or something, and one person. In a way that is good, because some people are bullied in real life, so it then shows who they can be if you give them the chance. And so like that could lead to other consequences, like obviously like these mental people then go do disastrous stuff in real life because they're bullied and whatnot, but online because they have friends or followers or whatever, they can get talked out of it, or they can have a good time online. So in a way, it does help society a little bit to keep people stable or keep them happy in a sense.
But just on that point as well, but it does work the other way around, because there are some people who are not bullied in real life, they're actually really cool in real life, but online they get absolutely terrorized. And they get, like, their pictures are sent around, and I mean, a few years ago, a picture actually went out. This was actually before Twitter and Instagram. A picture went out on BBM, which was actually, in a way, a social network, where a girl, I actually knew who this girl was. So when the picture got sent to me, I was like, oh my god, ain't that so and so? She had gotten drunk and went back to a guy's hotel. Passed out in the bathtub of the hotel, threw up in the bath, and shit herself in the bath. And they actually,
I remember that.
Yeah, and they actually took a picture of her, where it was just like naked in the bath, and they sent it out on BBM, and it went absolutely viral. Everyone was sending it around, and I got it the same day. And I looked at the picture and I went, I swear I know this girl. And I went to message the girl, her phone's off. So I tried to call her, not answering her phone. Just think, the next thing I heard about her, she actually left London and moved out to Milton Keynes to get away from this whole picture thing. And then it also doubles up with the whole Dominic Soler thing, which I know everybody knows about. when his picture went viral on New Year's Day, within 2 days they found where he lived, they found his name, they found where he worked, they found his Facebook page. He actually lost his job. He deleted on his Facebook page. His family disowned him, and he actually got bad. And then obviously had the video about 2 weeks ago where somebody actually found him on a tube station I think it was in Blackwood tube station. Somebody actually found him and said, "Oh look, that's that Dominic Soler guy." And his video thing goes, they walked up to him and goes, "Bro, you shouldn't be doing that on the stage, you know." And they videoed him, and the guy actually got up to punch him up, or whatever happened after that. The video got locked up. So what you're saying with where people are like bullied in real life and then go online, but it does actually work the other way around, where they're fine in real life, but then online they get their lives completely destroyed.
But that's like with everything though. There's always a good, there's always a bad. So in this case, there might be more bad scenarios, but there is a little window for a good out of social networks. I'm not saying it's all great. Like I'm coming to this point where younger generations are getting a bit more stupid with all this. I don't know like what they do online these days or what they find good from celebrities, or not set a good example to anybody because they would just want. Like Kanye West, for example, people follow him all around and he does stupid stuff. Like, I don't even want to name what he does, but that's what it is. There's good and there's bad, but we should, in a way, be happy that it does do something good for some people in a way. That's
I mean, as I said, there are good and bad stuff when it comes to social networking. We wouldn't be able to have this if it wasn't for social networking. So you can use social networking to good and bad points. So we're going to take like a little 15-minute break. So people can go downstairs to the bar, get a drink. When we come back, we have got a live performance. We'll be singing for you guys, and then we'll get 2 more topics to go on to. In the meantime, DJ Styler will be playing a bit of background music for you guys.
Yeah.